Morning all. Well, it's fantastic to see you again, and here we are continuing whatever this is again, because we're all still inside or doing our thing, and it's important. And as the atmosphere is definitely changing in the woods. I'm starting to feel the flowers are coming up. I can see the what they call the white bells, bluebells, or some sort of drop are starting to grow. The birds, there's a lot more birds making noises, and I think they're feeling the atmosphere is changing. And in my head today, I had thoughts and reflections, as I think many of you are having, about Captain Tom, who sadly passed away yesterday. And he was a positive guy, and I was thinking, what was his positive things that we can bring to our own self? And clearly he had that special character, that special charisma, persona, archetype that was wonderfully, it held you, it made you feel supported, and that comes from a sense of wisdom which we look to the woods to give us as well. He also had very wise words, and I think words are, as we've discussed many times, are so important, and they can be dangerous. If you use words incorrectly, they can be dangerous, and if you use words wisely, they can be so powerful. And we only have to look at examples in politics, and even with the COVID experience, we see the words of JVT or John Van Tam, who's even got a t-shirt named after him now. The JVT t-shirt seems to have a lot more vibe about him than Vallance or Chris Whitty. So there's that positive persona. And I think I was thinking about something I learnt many years ago from psychosynthesis, which is a form of psychotherapy devised by Asagoli, who was a contemporary of Jung and Freud. And he used this really fantastic idea of just thinking of little voices that appear in your head as characters and naming them. So I have a particular character who comes to me who's called Mr. Catastrophe, and he always tells me what could go wrong. And professionally, he's been incredibly useful because he lets me build concepts and contingency plans when things go wrong. But I don't need him all the time, and I have to balance him by somebody called Mr. Positive, who, when Mr. Catastrophe starts to be absorbing in my head, I bring in Mr. Positive. And they're like little people who live in your head. If you name them and be friends with them, thank them. Say, thank you, Mr. Catastrophe, for turning up, but I don't need you today. I'm not dealing with something that needs you today. And that is a very powerful thing. So a little trick that came into my head as I was wandering through this great, fantastic place that I hang out with you, actually. And the other thing, of course, is keep smiling. Captain Tom smiled a lot, and we need to smile a lot. So look forward to seeing you soon. Keep on trucking, keep on listening to rock and roll, and we'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.